Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 116 of Sonic Boom TV. It is New Year's Eve. You may hear some banging and popping and explosions and whatever outside. The people around here have started early. It's like 9 p.m. and they started popping fireworks around 7. So, my dog is locked in her crate. She doesn't like fireworks. She's scared to death. So, we'll go from there. This episode is kind of an unexpected episode, but not really unexpected. A friend of mine, his name is Robbie Muso. He does Transformers comic books and packaging and all that other good stuff related to Transformers. He's awesome. Look him up. He is a really good dude, and every now and then he'll be out at a store, Walmart, Target, wherever, and he'll let me know if he sees some records that are on sale. Yesterday he sent me a message on Facebook, and he said, "Hey, Target has a bunch of clearance items. You might want to go check it out." And he sent me a picture of what they had, and what I could see of what was in there was this pretty much the same stuff they had the week before when I went in there with just a look, and but they had a few things that I didn't notice. So I said, well, let me go over there. Well, they didn't have before. I'm sorry, not that I didn't notice. And one of those things was the Beatles one. But the rest of the stuff looked kind of like what they had. Well, when I got there, I noticed that they had a lot more records than they had the previous 2 times I went. A lot of them were on clearance, and they had a lot of copies of a lot of them. So basically, they're probably trying to get rid of old stock to get new stock for the new year. I wanted this Beatles album, and I asked him how much it was, and he told me that it was marked down for $22.49. Now, I have never seen the Beatles one for less than $45 on vinyl, no matter where it was. If it was Walmart, record store, wherever. I've never seen it on sale. And like every time they have these like $15 Walmart sales or other clearance sales at Target or wherever, it's never one that's on the list for some reason. And I was like, I'm not gonna buy it. I mean, I have probably all the songs already anyway. But I wanted this as a collection because it's like all the number one songs, of course, but all the best songs, I guess. I'm not gonna say the best songs, but the number one songs all together in one package. You can listen to, a bunch of different stuff from their whole career. But anyway, so I went over there, and from what I've seen on Facebook, the one remaining music group that I'm part of, my hat's weird. Sorry guys. The one remaining thing, I've seen some people posting that they went and bought some clearance records at Target too. And their options were different than mine. And so when I got there, they of course had the Beatles one. The other one that I picked up, 9 Inch Nails Pretty Hate Machine. This one was $9.49. The normal price says it was $18.97. I don't know if it's really been that cheap or not. But I looked through, and mostly they had modern kind of pop stuff like Taylor Swift and Adele. Now, I know a lot of people love Taylor Swift. I don't know any of her songs, so I don't know if she's, all I know is she's a pretty girl. But they had all of her albums, it seemed like, the ones that I've seen in the store anyway. They were all marked down, and I think everything was like 50% off, or more. So they had her, they had a couple more like modern pop people that I don't know. There was some guy, and it said like the most expected album of the year or something. They had like 15 copies of it, and they were all marked down. They did have the Blink-182 greatest hits, but I already own that. That was like half price. It was $11 or something like that. They had Madonna. They had a bunch of pop kind of stuff, and then they had stuff that was still regular price that I was kind of disappointed because I wanted to get them. They had the Eddie Vedder's newest album. They had Queen greatest hits, and they had another Queen one. I don't remember what it was. I probably would have gotten those if they were under $10 or whatever. But anyway, so the two I did get were the Beatles 1 and 9 Inch Nails' Pretty Hate Machine. Now, I don't really like 9 Inch Nails that much. I do have several of their albums, but I liked this album. And I liked the Broken EP that was, I believe, right after this. Those things are, I consider to be great albums. But after that, I just never liked them. And then it was weird because they somehow blew up in the 90s. And, you know, this album was kind of popular, but it was after this, like Downward Spiral and all that stuff. This one came out in 89. And I can remember it had like a hole coming on the radio a couple times. But, you know, they were just kind of, okay, that was 9 Inch Nails, whatever. And then they just blew up. And it was like them. I remember going to college and every kid that was there, you know, some of them seemed like they were a little younger than me, a lot of people. But they all had their 9 Inch Nails. Korn and Limp Bizkit were everybody had. And you know, Korn and Limp Bizkit kind of go together, but 9 Inch Nails, not so much. And Marilyn Manson, I'm sorry. But Marilyn Manson and 9 Inch Nails kind of work together, I feel like. You know, they kind of went together, the music. But anyway, so when I went to Target and I saw this, I was like, man, I got to get that because it's $9.49. And I haven't listened to this album in a long time, but I remember, you know, had like a whole Terrible Lie down in it. Those 3 songs were like really awesome, you know, back in the day. And then, like I said, the Broken EP was good. But haven't opened it yet either, so we're gonna do that in a minute. The other one was the Beatles. I've wanted this album for a long time, and I never got it. I never got it on CD, and I wasn't buying it for $45. Because, like I said, I had most of the songs already anyway, if not all. Not on vinyl necessarily, but, you know, whatever. So I just put it off, and it finally comes to me at $22.49, which is pretty good for, you know, a 2 LP set. It's a gatefold, and it's very heavy, so there must be something else in here with it. You know, at least inner sleeves or something. But what I did notice when I was putting it in Discogs, we've got the one here on the spine. I don't know if you guys can see it. There we go. They say the font, that's an error. It's like they call it like an incomplete font or something like that. I believe it's a different font altogether. I think that's what it is. I think somebody went in and messed with something, or when they were making this with this little stuff around the edges, the little jagged edges, they must have cut this and then that got deleted or something from the file. I don't know what happened there, but apparently it's on the inside as well. So they're considering that a misprint of the cover. I don't know. Got a little hype sticker right there. You know, Beatles 27 #1's new stereo mixes. So I don't know if this came out in a mono version at one point or what, but we're gonna open it up and find out what's on the inside. Oops. I'll save my sticker, but I'll get rid of this. Oh. We should have like little music that goes with the openings of things in plastic bags. Alright, we got rid of that. And these are not Target exclusives or anything. These are just regular editions. So this is probably the same thing you'd buy at a record store or whatever. So we've got the inner gatefold, psychedelic pictures of the band. Just noticed something that looks like the same as the what Billy Joe Armstrong did on his album cover. So I guess that's what he was referring to, I guess, in that thing. So we pull this one out. We've got several things that you can pull out of here. Let's see. Oh, nice. I did not expect that. So, on the first record, we've got the photos. John, with the messed up font. Oops. Paul, messed up font. George, messed up font. Ringo, messed up font. So that's cool. I was not expecting that. That's like a glossy cardstock paper. Pretty nice. this is real nice right here. This is what I love. Printed inner sleeves with all these covers to the singles. Some of them are even import, like that's probably Japanese. That looks it's Spanish, so maybe it's could be Spain, it could be Mexico. Los Beatles. I hope it has something in here that tells me what all that stuff is. And then, oh yeah, on the back it does. It says 27 singles and a little story, and then it lists off their rankings and stuff like that. So maybe if I look at it closer, it'll tell me the where the picture's from. And then we've got the record itself, black vinyl. The regular number 1 on there. Very cool, very cool. I love the Beatles. I don't know why some people don't. Without the Beatles, what would we have now? You know, because you don't have to love every song they put out, but you gotta kind of give them credit for changing things, I guess, and even if it's change as a reaction to it, like, oh, I don't like that style of music they're playing, let me play something different. That's the thing that really is their legacy, I guess, because they put out these perfect pop songs forever. You know, it seemed like forever. It's like they couldn't do anything wrong. It was only a couple years actually, but the reaction to that, whether it be positive or negative reaction, created what we had for up until now, I would think, you know. So anyway, let's go pull down the second side. We've got something else. We've got, looks like a poster. Oh, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be cool. A poster with even more of the covers of all the singles and stuff. I don't know if you guys can see that. Nice. Very nice. I don't have any way to hang that right now, but that would definitely be a cool thing to hang on the wall. Get it framed or something. And then inner sleeve of record 2. More of the pictures of that. I'm assuming all these pictures are on that poster. Hopefully. And then more of the same, tells you what all everything is. Very cool. Very cool. I'm going to go ahead and... that's probably why it was always $45. And, you know, not that $45 is worth it, but, I mean, if you're going to get a big-ass poster like that and some little pictures that you could frame, you could take up a half a wall by itself with that. So, but the songs on the album are Love Me Do, From Me to You, She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Can't Buy Me Love, A Hard Day's Night, I Feel Fine, 8 Days a Week, Ticket to Ride, Help, Yesterday, Day Tripper, We Can Work It Out, Paperback Writer, Yellow Submarine, Eleanor Rigby, Penny Lane, All You Need Is Love, Hello Goodbye, Lady Madonna, Hey Jude, Get Back, The Ballad of John and Yoko, I said, Something, Come Together, Let It Be, and The Long and Winding Road. So that's a really good collection to have, and you know, awesome as far as I'm concerned. So for the $22, I think it's well worth what I got. Then the other one, as I said, not a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. I do love this album. I love the Broken EP. After that, I don't really like much of anything after that. And I bought the Downward Spiral. I bought Further Down the Spiral. I think I bought the Fragile. I don't know. I have 4 or 5 of them, and I do have another single that was, I can't remember which song it was, but it's got like 8 or 9 different songs on it. Some of them are redos of the same song, but some of them are also original. And that was okay. It's not Head Like a Hole. It might be for Down in It. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I haven't gone to pull it out. because I haven't got to that yet. But let's open that up. That was a smooth cut. I don't expect this one to have too much in it, but we'll see. For $9.48, pull it out. We do have something in here. So we'll start with, we've got liner notes, lyrics. Got the lyrics to the whole thing, it looks like. I don't know what that photo is right there. Then we've got this side, more lyrics, some album credits. I believe Trent Reznor played everything on this album. I could be wrong. But anyway, we've got this photo right here. The Nine Inch Nails logo. It looks like ZIZ almost, or something, but or ZIS. Well, see, I don't know. But it's a Nine Inch Nails. We all know what it is. Anyway, so that's that. And we've got the vinyl. Black vinyl. Oop. Got the Nine Inch Nails label. They had a lot of this. They had 15 or 20 copies of it. And I tried to pick the best one. They all kind of had little corner dings on them. Not much, but nothing that would stop me from buying anything for sure. But I tried to pull the best one for myself. But they had a lot of this one. They had a lot of the like Taylor Swift and Adele's and all that stuff. And the Beatles one, they probably had about 5 or 6 copies of it that I that day. But who knows? You go to different Targets, and some people are saying they don't even have anything marked down. And I think that's probably because it depends on what area you're in, whether or not they sell a lot of records or not. Or the warehouse that they pull in from. If they needed to get rid of it, they certain stores probably do better than others. So that's that. That's what I got for those two things. My next thing I wanted to talk about was my shelves are in order. Everything, I've got it all alphabetized, all the way across, all the way down. Everything perfect. Not so perfect though. But they're alphabetized by band. I didn't leave space in these, too much space. I could probably fit 2 or 3 records in each one, each section now. Except at the end, I left about that much. That can be maybe 10 or 15 records. And then I have 2 milk crates, which are sitting right there on the table, that are full. And those aren't going to stay there. My goal will be to get 2 or 3 more of these shelves, put them on the wall that's right over here, get rid of the little sofa that's right there, and then I'll have more than enough for all my records, because this is my main records, including these 2 things right here, and then I have some stuff on the floor that is like soundtracks and compilation things. A lot of them I got for dollar bin kind of stuff with songs of the 60s and 50s and 70s and all that other stuff. So a lot of it's not even in that great shape. And then I have some stuff, my Christmas albums, and I have some stuff that was like my grandparents' stuff, which I don't really know everything that's in there. I mean, it's all in my Discogs, but I don't know what it is. And that's all on top of a shelf that's kind of hidden away, so that's okay. And I haven't felt like dealing with that. But when I do get new shelves, I will put it all on there and that. But anyway, so these are all in alphabetical order by band, no matter what genre they are. It's like, you got Green Day right here, but then you got Grand Funk Railroad right next to them or whatever. So, but they're not in order of the way the albums came out in the most cases, because I didn't have time to deal with all of that. I started doing this 2 days ago. I did it for about an hour and a half. My back was killing me, and I stopped. And then last night, I started at 10 p.m. and my back was on fire. I just don't know. And I went through the whole thing and got it all organized. And it was 4:30 in the morning when I finished, and I was like, and I didn't even realize how long I'd been doing this. So I can only imagine people that have like huge collections, because my collection's pretty big. But some people have like 20,000 records. I've got like 2,000 total, and I didn't even go through everything. So anyway, if I have a bunch of records about one band like the Beatles, like all these right here, I don't know if you can see that. These right here, all Beatles, I believe, and none of those are in order. They're just in there. And even if there's like some of them, I have 2 copies of things, because one's better, better quality, not quality, but condition than the other. They're not even next to each other. But I got all this done, so that's good. Still got my little Christmas lights hanging there, barely. So I gotta move them or make them permanent, one or the other. I don't know. And then I will be able to start doing more themed kind of videos where I know where everything is now, because I have all this. My CDs are all mostly in order. I don't know if you can see up here. Tilt it up a little bit. These are CDs that don't fit on the shelves, and if you go over there to those boxes, those are CDs and cassettes. But those CDs in those boxes are like compilations, soundtracks, stuff like that. So I don't have enough space for everything I own. But I'm trying to figure it out, and this area will be finished in the next couple days, I guess. And so I will be able to move this camera. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I may put it over that way so I can just sit on the sofa over there, and you can, you might not see this as a background. You might, I don't know. But I'll do something just to try to make it a little better. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. Happy New Year. If you're out there, don't drink and drive, please. And, have a safe and everything New Year. Hopefully everything will turn out good for everyone in the next year. And that is it for this episode. Talk to you guys later.